Hi all, today we are heading down to London, and whilst there we might as well do some manga shopping, and I'm going to bring you with me. So I was quite excited because I'm going to try and hit up a new place to buy manga, and let's go see what it's like. So the train down, I had packed lots of reads. I actually got some decent reading done, so I'm quite pleased. The weather forecast was not looking kind. There were weather warnings. Hot weather warning, so I had my neck fan, which had saved me many times as of late. But yeah, we were a little concerned because I especially do not handle heat well. I just very prone to fainting. So one of the few times that we decided we're going to be incredibly naughty and terrible and taxi around a bit more than we usually do. Usually we do just get the underground, but I actually am really pleased we did because I don't go south of the river that often, and it got some really nice views because the day was lovely, the sky was nice and blue, and it was just really nice. And I actually regret not doing it sooner to see those nice views, but I knew if I were to walk across the bridge I would have just died. But anywho, we are here in Waterloo station. We are here to try and find a store called Animate, which I think is a chain that is around in other countries, and they have periodically opened a pop-up here in London. I think it's always been in the Waterloo sidings, I think that is what it's called, the shops, but they seem to have opened a more permanent one, which is this one, which I think initially opened February time, but it was open in bursts during last year, but I could never quite make it. So I was really excited and properly gunning that this time that we go down to London, we're going to see what it's like and what they've got. So ahead of time, there were only really a couple of things I knew. First off, the Animate do publish English manga in the US and they sell it in store. Now, because we don't really have them in the UK, they're a lot harder to get a hold of. So I was really hoping to be able to see some in here, and I think I had been told previously that they did stock some, at least. But otherwise, if you want to try and ship these volumes over into the UK, you're probably looking at some mainland Europe-based stores that ship from a lot of smaller independents, or ship stuff in to Europe that is harder, that primarily is from North America. But often when you're trying to buy these volumes, you can be paying £30 for a volume. So it'll be a volume that's the same size as a yen press or a 7Cs, and the RRP of those will be £11 to £12.99, and you're needing to pay 30 quid for the same sort of size volume because you needed to import it in, kinda. So, really excited to try and get some in person because I was hoping they'd be a bit cheaper at least. And we're just scanning the shelves, looking at all the merch. I did know that the merch was going to be a wee bit more on the pricey side, especially if you are a bit more familiar with, say, proxy shipping from Japan. You might be used to pretty decent prices, especially if you're buying pre-owned or second-hand. But here we are, we have found some of the manga. I thought it was absolutely hilarious that I found them in the corner on the floor. I felt like I was doing something very, very naughty, crawling on the floor trying to see what they had. I was a smidgen disappointed. I kind of hoped that they would have more. So here they have, I think, 4 volumes, and I believe, yes, I do. I pick up one of each of all 4. Unfortunately, one of them is a volume 2 in a series, so I do need to get on trying to track down at least the volume 1. But yeah, this is all they had, and I understand that there's at least a dozen or so volumes, so I was a bit saddened by that. And I don't remember if I show it. I don't think I do, but I did ask the staff, do you have any others, or do you have more coming in? And I don't think they quite understood what I was asking, so they gave me a flyer to contact their distributor, I think, which I did not do because it didn't look like a distributor. I got very confused, basically. So I probably will have a look at some of those European sellers that stocks more independent volumes and stuff, and see if I can at least get that volume 1 so it's what I've picked up is readable. But here we have the rest of the store. I must say, I feel it was a lot bigger than I expected. I've watched like some short form videos and stuff of the store, and I don't think I appreciated from them like how big it is. It is a decent size. It's not massive, it's not crazy, but it's not too bad. There's quite a selection. I really enjoyed seeing some Final Fantasy stuff. I did not enjoy seeing the prices. That was £18. I think I bought my Red Mage Jobstone keychain for like £5. And yes, I did have to ship it over, but I think with the whole order I did, shipping was like 15 to 20 quid for everything. Saw some manga on this backside, which was just quite nice to see, being able to see more places that you can pick up manga. As far as I could see, nothing was on sale or anything. It was just RRPs. They did feel like they had a more like bigger range. I also liked seeing the Tamils B-side merch. It's very popular at the moment. I've seen a lot of people trying to hunt down merch when they can, and there is some there. I was slightly tempted, but not tempted enough for the price is the problem. And the same with these Dragon Quest keychains. I absolutely love them. I love these enemy keychains so much. I've been trying to play through Dragon Quest, and I'd finished 3 and I'm on 1, I think, and they had enemies from 3. But all I've really done is I've taken pictures to try and have a look at other places to pick them up at a cheaper price because they were just too expensive. If you're interested in like your gacha games, lots of stuff here for that. Completely went over my head. I'm trying to desperately avoid gacha games. I already lose my money enough. Some of these jumpers were kind of neat, but again, a bit too pricey for me to think neat enough to pick up. Also, it was just so hot. I couldn't bring myself to consider a jumper. And as we were passing by, we were like, well, let's have a quick look in foils just to see. I'm unlikely. It's not going to be big enough, I think, to have anything too exciting or different. But while we're here, let's take a look. And I think overall, I again was a bit more impressed at the size of their selection than I expected. A full bookcase for manga in a small in-station bookshop is much more than I expected. And actually, it was a bit more than a full bookcase. It's like a bookcase and a half. And they had quite a selection. They had some titles that are a bit less common, but still. But this is my bag of BL that I got from Animate. I loved it. It was in a brown paper bag. I felt super questionable. And then, yes, we got a taxi back over because I would have died. And we got more wonderful views. For me, it was worth it to have the nice views of the very, very traditional London landmarks across the river. I haven't been over to, like, Big Ben for years and years. It's not even that far away from where we usually stay, but still. Obviously, our next stop was going to be Forbidden Planet. I was really amused in the window at all these Hatsune Miku figures. Almost all of them are ones that I had pre-ordered and cancelled because I didn't feel interested enough to ship them over, especially if they go over like the customs limit of £135. I think all 3 of those scales there were ones that I'd pre-ordered and cancelled, and I just found that really funny. So here we are in the new releases. I always love seeing Forbidden Planet London new releases because they get stuff in so early, and sometimes they have titles out, and I'm like, I have never heard of you in my life, but I'm so excited to give you a go. Now, if you haven't seen already, I did a few shopping trips around the same time. I did Leeds, London, and Birmingham, and they're all going to be going up kinda-ish, together-ish. So if you're interested in seeing the sort of stuff I picked up all at the same time, go check those out. Here I am with some of my pickups. So happy to see Let's Do It Already 9, because it is a series I decided to hold off reading till I had them all. And also Punch Drunk Love. I have been loving Punch Drunk Love, and I love the aesthetic on Volume 5. And then I saw this volume, and I was like, what the heck is this? I've never seen a book in this format. Ben likened it to like a takeout menu. And even though it was not part of a 3 for 2, I was too curious to not pick it up to take a further gander, because it was plastic wrapped, so I couldn't flick inside to see what it was like. So I did a naughty. Picked up some smut and then round the corner to the sales section. Now, I have found the sales section to be a little lackluster the last few times I have been, so I was a bit like, not sure I'm going to see too much, because often, I don't understand the thought process. They'll often price volumes at not, like, a bit more than a 3 for 2, and it's like, why would I buy, like, a damaged volume that costs more than if I bought it new on a 3 for 2? I mean, I guess I don't have to do a 3 for 2 to get the volume, but it's, like, slightly damaged. Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. And they're doing that more and more, and I feel like, especially like other publishers, especially if they're showing like Yen Press or Kodansha, the deals just aren't as great recently, in my opinion. If I want to pick up a Yen Press or Kodansha, I'm wanting to see it for at least $5.99, $6.99 if I'm like properly interested and like I'm actively up to date with reading it, which does still happen. And now we're just going around the rest of the shelves, the A to Z. Always enjoy Assassin's Creed manga. Now, Shadows is one that I haven't played yet. I haven't played any past Valhalla. I'm not sure how many I'm behind now, because like I kept not finishing them, and I really, really want to finish them. They're on my list of like just go back and play through them after I've done Dragon Quest. And I've said I won't start another one till I finish the ones I've already started playing. Unfortunately, I've started playing like pretty much every Assassin's Creed, so I have a fair few to get through before I can pick up new ones. I forgot, I swear there's another one. Is it Mirage? I can't remember. It wasn't too busy, which is always a concern of mine. I think we weren't there on a Saturday actually, so we were down in London for a concert, and there's going to be like some little bits later on for you to see, but the concert was on a Sunday, if I recall. Actually, now thinking about it, I think we were there on a Sunday. Like, I was kind of surprised, because generally I have found Sundays to be the busiest days to go manga shopping, and I try to avoid it, like, aggressively. To be fair, not even just manga shopping. Like, I would try my best to not go, like, food shopping on a Sunday. It's always just the worst. It's the busiest day. So I was a bit nervous going there. And, there were a bunch of people, but it wasn't, like, egregious. It wasn't painful. It was fine. So it wasn't too bad. I like to try and tidy the shelves, look after the books. You might not think that necessarily, seeing the way I treat my books, but I do like to look after the books if I can. So on these shelves, I was really hunting for, again, a lot of 7Cs. I've been on like a big binge trying to get a load, and it has not gone well. Glasses with a Chance Delinquent has been on my list. I don't think they had any volumes here looking at the shelves. I was also really hoping to see Magical Girl Dandelion Volume 2. That's actually been out for a bit now, and I've not managed to get my hands on it, but that is fine. Just means it'll be even easier to get it in a 3 for 2 when I do eventually track it down. But yes, I was on a 7Cs hunt, especially for the month of June, and had such a terrible time of it. Like, it was way more demoralizing than I expected it to be, because I just couldn't comprehend how bad it was until I was like, no, I'm just gonna pick these series I want to catch back up with, and I'm gonna track them down. And that didn't go well. I think there's only like 2 of my, I think I had a list of like 7 or 8 series. You can see how busy it is there with all the feet. I try my hardest to not catch faces. I also try my hardest to not catch bums. I'm really bad at catching bums, because I naturally my hand when I'm holding my camera will tilt, because that big chunky volume. I'm always kind of enamored by which series they decide to do a full bookcase of. It's like quite similar in a few other places, but it's always like JoJo, One Piece. I don't feel like Naruto has it as much anymore. I can't remember. We'll have to wait till we get around the corner. I can't remember if I was looking for anything in particular on the LGBT shelves. I'm trying to think now, because someone might have put off doing this voiceover and is now scrabbling to try and remember what was happening on this trip. Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen had a full shelf. I bet Kagurabachi, if it's not too long at the moment. Naruto? No, Naruto's not. Even with Boruto, it's not crazy at all, is it? Dang. Oh, I had been hoping to see the new One Piece volume, but I think I have since picked it up. But I had been really hoping to try and see it on this trip. But it was not meant to be. Now we're looking at the naughty shelves, all the smutty plastic wrap. Actually, I wonder if there are any series on these shelves that aren't plastic wrapped. I'll have to have a gander the next time I'm in London. I did see another few series where I am trying to actively catch back up because they're 7Cs, but they didn't have the volumes I needed, or they didn't have the next volume I need, and I was like trying to not make a gap. I think there's only been one series I've accidentally made a gap because I was so sad at how few I could find. There is my basket. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Quite pleased with my basket. Still got some stuff. And the only place Ben ever wants to eat, Ippido. To be fair as well, like, I have a lot of stomach problems. Like, a lot of stuff can make me pretty sick and faint. I'm just so prone to fainting. So sometimes it's just good to go somewhere where I know it won't, like, make me faint or have a dizzy spell. Anywho, we're heading off to our concert. So we have done a fair few Distant World concerts. If you're not familiar, they are Final Fantasy themed, and I think this one was by the same people. This one is the music of Square Enix. There you can see, actually, I got a little shot of it. It's all blurred out though. So yeah, I think it's the same people who do Distant Worlds. This one was at the, I've forgotten what it's called. It's next to Wembley Arena. It's at Wembley. The last time we were here, it was for a Joe Hiyashi concert, and we were sat on the floor, and it was probably one of my worst concert experiences because it was so flat, and I'm not that tall. You couldn't see shit, so I was like, Ben, I'm happy to go to this, but you're gonna have to make sure we have seats where we're like around the sides. I don't care where we are, I just need to be around the sides, and it was so much better this time. Anywho, next morning, quick pop into Villain Planet before we headed home. Have another gander. Was there any new releases? No. We were a little worried because there was, I think, a red weather warning for heat that was coming in this day. So we were trying to not stay at the hotel too long before we had to just amble over to get our train home fully, basically. So Po-Clan, I had looked up. I wasn't sure like how much I could get it elsewhere. $19.99 was really good, so I went back for that one. I also went back and checked some of the Titan volumes, and a lot of them were pretty good prices, so I've nabbed a load of those. I am going to show you the haul at the end of this, so do not worry if you want to see everything I picked up. See, that was another one, like $12.50, it's 50p off and it's damaged. Just buy it in a 3 for 2. See, my basket was a lot more filled with sales stuff this time around. And it was so quiet. I mean, it was like bang on 10 AM on Monday morning, I want to say. There was like me, Ben, and one other person in the manga section. It was beautiful. This is just how I like to manga shop. Look at all these light novels. Where have I missed? Where did they put the light novels now? Because my intention was to go and look at the light novels and get them. I just realised right now that I think they've expanded the manga across to fill in like the Berserk hardcovers and stuff. Where's the light novels gone? Is it those shelves behind me? behind the shoujo. I swear they had other shelves. Or is that all that's there now? I need to go back. When's the next time I'm planning to be in London? It might be Christmas. I have a big, like, gap now. I'll be doing a bunch more traveling for work. Like, I have, like, bursts of traveling for work and events. It's, like, springtime and autumn time. Summer is very quiet, so it's been quite nice. Look at my pickups! 2 big bags, and now we are heading home, fleeing the heat. It was so nice and pretty, like seeing all the greenery just lit in the nice sunshine was quite lovely, but we were quite happy to go home. And let me show you the haul. Hello, it's actually like a week later after I got back from London. I ended up being absolutely knackered. I've actually already been to Birmingham and I've filmed that shopping video and everything as well, so apologies. But now we're going to go over everything I picked up on this London trip. So first we'll start with Animate, which was a brand new store for me. I love that they gave it into like this unmarked paper brown bag. It felt like I was doing something very naughty, so hence why they're still in this brown paper bag. And I picked up 4 volumes. So I got 4 books, all very plastic wrapped. First one is, and also some of them came with these, like, they included these. So the first one is Living with Him. And this, I say this is a one-shot, I'm not too sure. There's no numbering on the spines and I don't know if they do that all the time. And yeah, all of these, by the way, are Animate, published by Animate, which are tricky to get outside of the US, hence why the excitement of going to the store, because they have them. The next one I got was Love and the Highly Sensitive Person, also doesn't have a number on it. Then we have Tashiro-kun, Why You Like This, Volume 1. So this one actually does have a 1 on it. It doesn't have it on the spine though, which is interesting. How odd. And then we also, I nearly didn't pick this up, we have Mask Danshi, This Shouldn't Lead to Love, and this is Volume 2. Yeah, they didn't have Volume 1. Also, it's like ripped open at both the top and the bottom. Actually, no, I just don't think it's like fully sealed, like there's a gap. That's odd. And then there's something wrapped in the back as well. So yeah, I bought Volume 2 without the Volume 1, so I do want to try and pick up more of these like BL titles that are a bit faffier to get. I've forgotten the other publishers. It's not just Animate, there's like a couple others too. But I've just not managed to like bring myself to do it because it's like 20 quid a volume and maybe a bit more shipping. But that is the Animate stuff that I picked up. And again, yeah, I got these 2 prints for free. And I have to figure out which series they were from. I did find it a bit odd, like I haven't voiced over the videos yet, but I will talk about it then as well. Like, it was just like one lone shelf at the bottom in the corner. Like, it felt just super naughty. Right, so next we have the Forbidden Planet haul. So we have 2 piles. We have the sale stuff and the not sale stuff, basically. So first off on the sale stuff, we have You Can't Bluff the Sharp-Eyed Sister Volume 3. And got this for $6.99, which is pretty good. It's about half price. It's the $13.99 series. It's the same person who I think wrote Apothecary Diaries, but I've made myself a gap. I don't have Volume 2 currently. Next we have Snow and Ink Volume 5, and I also picked this up at $6.99. Generally, I find like if it's a series I want to read or I'm actively reading, even if it's like sometimes I try and not go for $6.99 and wait till it's $5.99, but if it's one I'm actively reading, I'll still go for it then, and Snow and Ink is one of those. Next we have a Nakama Press title. It is Naraka Warrior. It says Volume 1, but I have learned that they put that even on the one-shots, so don't know if there's more. It's not a very thin title, so $4.99, it's fine. Oh gosh, it's fully colour. Oh, okay, that's not bad. I quite like the feel of these. They feel like nice quality, especially as the RRP of these is £9.99, but they can be a bit tough to hold open. I feel like you do need both hands. And there's been some rumours of some titles that have leaked that is licensed to them that people are excited for, but a bit worried that of this like form factor for the series. I also didn't realise that all of their titles have this like styling on the spines, which is like the red and white banding. There's like nothing different between their series, which I don't like that you can't distinguish them. Next sale title is Unnamed Memory Volume 6. Got this for $4.99. I do quite like it. I've just fallen behind on it. It's just not been on like the top of my list to try and pick up. So this is actually the next volume I needed. So again, nice to get it on sale at about half price. Next, we actually have a whole load of Titan manga. All of this is Titan. We have volumes 2 and 3 of The Great Yokai War. These were both $2.99. It says volume 3 reaches the epic conclusion, so that's the final volume as well. It sounds like a series complete. Next we have Kamen Rider, also $2.99. This is volume 5, so I think I've made myself a gap now, unfortunately. To see if I can find volume 4. Is it? Actually, I'd have to check my spreadsheet. Then we have Raven Dark Hero for $4.99. See, I probably wouldn't have picked this up at $4.99 if I hadn't actually read volume 1. And I kind of liked it, hence why I was like, oh, yeah, sure, because then I can just keep reading it. I grabbed that one. Then we have Villain Actor, Volume 1, so new series for me. It was $2.99. Sorry, I like this one's like yellowy orange colour. I like that. Then we have Witch of Thistle Castle, Volume 3, also $2.99. This is, I think, the only one I was missing. If it's complete at 4 volumes, then that's a series complete. Alpi the Soul Sender Volume 3, again, $2.99. I have 1 and 2, so this is just the next one I needed, but I'm still behind. I think it's gotten a bunch further than this. And then the last Titan was Atom the Beginning Volume 6, again, $2.99. I think this actually might be the one I was thinking of where I've made myself a gap, because I have 1 to 4 and I don't think I have 5 of this. Few more sale bits. We have Dungeon Friends Forever at $5.99 Volume 4. I probably wouldn't have picked this up if it hadn't been for my recent spookiness to do with 7 Seas. It's fine. I definitely like pick it up at this price and below, and I'll try and fill in the gaps now since I only have Volume 1 and this. And then also Dungeon Builder, The Demon King's Labyrinth is a Modern City, Volume 11, $5.99, exact same reason. I have a bunch more volumes of this though, so I don't think the gap's like crazy. I have like up to 7, I want to say. And then the final sale volume I picked up, it was actually, because I went on both days we were in London just before we went back off to go get the train as well, and I saw it on the first day and I was like, I'm going to check online pricing because there's no signal in the basement. I had to wait till we left to check, and when I went back and checked and saw actually it was a decent price on sale, I picked it up the second time we went, which is Po Clan Volume 1. There are 2 of these and I picked this up for $19.99, so £20, which is pretty good considering it's like an RRP of 40, so I got it half price. And it's still sealed and pretty decent condition. I'll nab the second one at some point. I understand it's like a pretty classic series, but I generally am just not a fan of this form factor, so I don't typically rush to grab them, but I will on sale. Next, these are all stuff I bought in a regular 3 for 2. There's actually, I think a lot of it is new releases. So first off, we have Let's Run an Inn on Dungeon Island, and this is a nominee. It's a 1-2. Check into the hottest Isekai inn where creation magic builds walls and women keep breaking them down. See, for some reason I thought this was a GL, but I think there might be another series I'm mixing it up with that I read about that's a GL to do with like running an inn, because this definitely isn't, I think, a GL. I think I'd still like it. It sounds like my kind of thing, but it's not a GL. Next I have a Secret, which is an all-in-one volume, it looks like, from the same author as I Want to Eat Your Pancreas and I Had That Same Dream Again. A gentle, intriguing tale about love, life, and the things we left unsaid. Honestly, flicking through it, I feel like it looks like it might be a really quick read. There's not like that much going on in some of the pages, so I might try and jump on that. I just realised it says Complete Manga Collection 1, so maybe there is more. Next we have Let's Do It Already Volume 9. This was like on my hit list for the trip because this is the final volume and I had been really enjoying it, but I decided I wanted to read the rest in one go, so I've been putting off reading it, and finally we have Volume 9, so finally I can finish this up. Same with the next volume, we have Astro Royale Volume 6, which is also the final volume. I had really enjoyed Volume 1, I liked the premise, and then when I looked it up, put it in my spreadsheet and saw, oh, it's complete at 6. It's quite short. I thought, okay, I'll wait till I have 6 to read them. I'll together. And here it is. Next we have Owl the Adventurer, That Magic Shouldn't Work, Volume 1. Sounds like a magic kind of series, which I always really like, but it is a blind pickup. Almost all my Volume 1s are blind pickups. Next we have Bride of the Shark Clan. I think, is this a one? It looks like it might be a one-shot, there's no numbering. I've heard interesting things said about this one, so I am looking forward to it. A Man Who Defies the World of BL Volume 4. It's like BL adjacent-ish, I guess. It's like a BL told through the eyes of someone who's trying to hide away from it all. But it's fairly episodic. But I actually haven't really minded this. I've really enjoyed it. I found it funny. And I'm actually pretty much up to date. Like, I've read 1 to 3, so I can read this one straight away. I just realised it looks kind of Christmassy. Its back says like Merry Christmas on it. Ah, Christmas. It's June. It's June. Next we have Beneath the Falling Camellia Blooms Volume 1. A blind Tokyo Pop pickup. Genuinely no idea. I'll find out when I read it. Then we have Boogle Call Song of War 7. See, this is the problem about buying in store. I keep saying to myself, no more until I've like really started reading it. But when you need to make a 3 for 2, you end up picking ones you might not normally have picked up or rushed to pick up. Maybe I should just be putting them back instead. Don't ask me to do that. So now I have up to 7 of this. Next we have Fluffy Cafe in Another World Volume 2. I actually have Volume 1 on here to read. So I might just move it, put this on the shelf next to it and read them together. It Takes More Than a Pretty Face to Fall in Love Volume 6. With my like spookiness with 7 Seas now, I'm like gonna not hold back on staying up to date on like the cute romance stuff that I've been liking, and this is one of them. I have 3, 4, 5 on my TBR shelf up there as well, so I might add this, just throw this on there with them. Then we have Scattering His Virgin Bloom Love Frenzy Volume 2, the second volume of the sequel for Scattering His Virgin Bloom. I feel like it's not great, quite bad, but I kind of liked the original one. I don't know why. So I was kind of looking forward to the sequel, spin-off, follow-up. Then we have Palace of the Omega Volume 2. I thought I already had this one, but turns out I do not. So I've nabbed this one. I think it's complete at 2, so now that's complete. Tale of the Little Alchemist Blessed by the Spirits Volume 2. I actually read Volume 1 just before heading down to London, and I'd quite liked it. It was quite cute, and I'm hoping, it doesn't seem it so far, I'm hoping it doesn't really lead to romance considering the character is like 8 or 5. It was all about like alchemy and skills and stuff, and I was liking that. I'm fine with that. Let's maintain that and just keep it as a cute little story, please. Then we have The Two Perfect Saint, tossed aside by my fiancé and sold to another kingdom, Volume 6. For some reason, I thought I had 1 to 5. I think I've mixed it up with another series. But again, it's in that 7 Seas, want to catch back up to date. It is now on my hit list to fill the gaps for this one. Next we have a new title, Working the Night Shift at Aku Mart, Volume 1. I think it's like a 4 coma, but I otherwise don't know anything about it. Again, I am doing much more reading vlogs than I used to do. So like talking about my reads and my thoughts, especially on like Volume 1s, will be in all of those if you're interested. Next we have Assassin's Creed Shadows. Tales of Ega Volume 1, which I think is a prequel to Assassin's Creed Shadows. I haven't played Shadows yet. I've decided, like, I've tried to get a hit list of games I want to actually complete, because I've played a lot of Assassin's Creed games, but I never, like, quite finished them. And then I'll also then start picking up playing some of the newer ones, which I haven't yet, including Shadows. It does say it has an in-game reward. I wonder what that'll be. Probably like an outfit or something. Next, we have Remnant, the Beastman Omega-verse Saga Volume 1. It's plastic wrapped. That's all I know about it, except Omega-verse. It's a very blind read. Next, we have The Beast King, Master of Medicines Volume 2. I quite liked Volume 1. I talked about it in a previous reading vlog at some point, and I'm quite excited to read more, so I grabbed Volume 2. Then we have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Volume 2. It's a manga based on the video game. I didn't get very far with playing the game. I think Volume 1 mostly caught up with what I'd played, so it's making me want to play it again myself. Ben loves Star Wars. Ben's in like a proper Star Wars mood at the moment. He's rewatching the movies, Clone Wars, also, I say he's replaying Knights of the Old Republic, but I think he replays Knights of the Old Republic like every other week at this point. So it'd be nice to try and get through the story of this one as well. Next, I caught back up with Stepmother's March-In. I was missing volume 5 and 6 has just come out, so grabbed both of these. I think it's actually been quite a hot minute since 5 came out. There's been quite a gap, but I haven't been up to date with reading it, so I think I just haven't read volume 4. I think that's the only one I haven't read, so I'm not crazy far behind, but now I have 3 to read. Next, I have How to Survive as a Maid in a Horror Game Volume 1. I'm not massive on horror, but I'm hoping it won't be actually scary. I'll see when I read it. And then the last volume of the haul is Punch Drunk Love Volume 5. I love Punch Drunk Love. I love this cover. I've not read Volume 4 because I sometimes will just put off reading the series I really like. So I'm not completely up to date. Which is silly, it's silly. I'm trying to do it less, but I'm really excited to have 5, so now I can read 2 together. And that cover, isn't that cover so pretty? Oh. Hey, so this is future Caitlin, and I was editing this video and I realised that I missed a volume in the haul. And I was like, this was such a bad pickup because I picked it up to talk about it specifically, and I still forgot to include it because I'd moved it somewhere else to take a picture or something. Anywho, so I'm going to splice this in before the ending and you're going to pretend you didn't notice anything. But I also picked up this volume, Last Dynasty, The Chosen One, Volume 1 from Aloha Comics, and it's such a dumb form factor. I couldn't help myself. So this was not in a 3 for 2. It was $17.99. Please judge me, because I mostly bought this to talk about it for the video, and I still forgot about it. I think I'm just absolutely baffled at the font. It's so hard to fit in screen. Actually, I have some things to compare it to. I have a selection of different types of volumes to compare it to, as well as a ruler. When we looked at this in store, Ben's description was, it looks like a takeout leaflet, like the form factor. It's just so weirdly narrow and really tall. So I have 3 volumes here I want to compare it to show you. So the first one we have is a standard Viz volume. This is just the one I'm currently reading. And it is actually pretty much bang on the same depth, the same width as a regular Viz volume like that. But it has this extra chunk on top as well. The next volume I want to compare it to is another volume from the same publisher. So they do all these other BL titles. So this one you can see it is still much taller, but also so much narrower as well. It's just so weird. So it doesn't even match their other titles because they're all this size, I think. And then the last volume I want to compare it to is, at the moment, the tallest publisher in my collection outside of special editions or A4 fancy ones. For a publisher, this is their standard size, a webtoon unscrolled. This is the standard size. It's 23 centimeters tall. It really annoys me because I've been adding extra holes onto my shelves to spread them out more evenly. I can fit everything apart from special deluxe editions and webtoon unscrolled. So they're going to get banished somewhere else where they will fit. But when I compare a webtoon unscrolled, much wider, but also it is still taller. It is still taller than a webtoon unscrolled volume, and that is just absolutely crazy to me. If we stand these side by side and get my ruler, if I can do all of this at once. Do I have enough hands? Actually, I'll do it this way. So Last Dynasty is about 26 centimeters tall, and I don't get why. Now, I have posted in a few places and been a bit grumpy about it all, and a couple of people have commented, oh, maybe originally it's a scrolling series, so instead of editing it for a book format, they've just maintained that scrolliness. I don't know though, I feel like that's quite lazy, because aren't most webtoon series scrolling series? And I've never seen someone do this format. I have not gone to be fair, I have not gone and looked to see if when they announced it or talked about it, they said why they were doing it. I'm going to do that after the video. I, in hindsight, should have done this before the video. Hey ho. What I do also think is quite neat is this is a sticker, but it's like a really nice sticker. It's like embossed and everything, and it's like got shiny bits. 15th Japan International Manga Award Bronze Award. But what I did want to do on this was I wanted to open it to see what it is like on the inside, if I can do it carefully. There we go. I don't know what to do with the sticker. It's such a shame because it is a nice sticker, but like, I guess I'm glad they didn't put it on the book. That probably annoyed me more. So, oh my gosh. Oh, there's like bits in here. Is that for your door? And a postcard. Yeah, I think it's just hard to hold because it's like fighting back. It does feel like I'm reading a leaflet, actually. I don't get it. I've no idea. I don't know anything about the series, to be fair. It's just so strange. What, right. Never mind. I've rambled enough. Here is the last whole thing that I forgot about, and we'll now go back to the rest of the video and pretend this didn't happen. Hi, this is future Caitlin, and I realised that I did do some more reading after I recorded this, and it would have been best to include it in this snippet, but I failed. Anywho, I did just want to say that I looked into it, and I realised that the Chinese version of the volume is also this really strange shape, so it isn't entirely down to a lower, but I still just don't get it. I still don't get the shape. I don't get why. But I just wanted to get it out there and clarify that the Chinese version does also seem to have this format for whatever reason. And with that, that was my London haul. It was just too hot to really try and go anywhere else. We like ran to the planet and ran back, ran to our concert and ran back. Which is a real shame because I wanted to try and like hit up some other bits and bobs, but it was just too hot. There was a weather warning, I think, in London as we were leaving. So it wasn't like the worst, but I am a wee baby when it comes to heat. I can't deal with it. Too easily prone to heat stroke. But yes, I hope you really enjoyed it. If you haven't already, remember to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments your thoughts. Anything you want me to try and read first to talk about in a reading vlog, let me know and I will try and get on that. But otherwise, I hope you have the most amazing day and I will see you next time. Bye bye!